start in a seat. So if you want, you can play music, but you don't have to. So now would be a good time to maybe set that up if you were feeling that. But if not, you seem super chill. Okay, so get in a comfortable seat. If you have a block, you can sit on that. If you like to sit cross-legged, you can find a cross-legged seat maybe on a folded blanket, resting right under your sits bones so that your spine can be a little bit tall and forward. And once you get settled in, start to just notice any feelings in the body. Notice any lingering thoughts from your day. And then start to soften the gaze, close the eyes, and bring your attention to your breath. Maybe with the next few exhales, your jaw, your eyelids, your neck, your shoulders could release any tension. And it doesn't have to be all at once. This can be a continual process throughout practice. Can you start to feel the weight of your body on the ground? And from that sense of heaviness on the ground, we'll feel a little bit of lightness through the crown of the head, elongating the spine, finding length. But then we'll also settle into a sense of ease. And once you find that place that feels really stable for you, we'll start to deepen and widen the breath. So maybe your belly softens as you breathe in. Feel that expansion throughout 360 degrees of your core, even your back. And then as you exhale, feel that gentle hug through center. And we'll breathe like that for 3 more rounds of breath. If it ever gets to be too much or you feel like you're rushing the breath, return to a natural breath and then ease your way back into deepening. So whenever we're doing this subtle body kind of work, it's really all about your attention. And we're cultivating the attention so that we can have kind of a toolkit for the rest of practice and maybe even practice off of the mat. If you want to add on, we'll start to constrict the throat slightly so that we can create an audible breath. This is called Ujjayi Pranayama. It might sound like you're letting out a little bit of a sigh, but lips stay pressed together. And you might just notice the sensation for the next 3 rounds of breath. This breath is a warming breath, and it also extends the inhales and exhales. And whenever we extend the inhales and exhales, we're sending the signal to our nervous system that we're in rest and digest. That mode of not having to do, not having to be inflamed or do any work. And we'll start to bring hands to heart center. And let this be a gesture in honor of the practice or in honor of your intention. Maybe if you are working with a particular theme or mantra for your week, you could bring that to mind. And we'll send that out with the sound of 3 ohms. Feel free to listen or join in or hum. Take a full inhale. As you exhale, bring your hands down to your lap, blink your eyes open, lift your gaze. All right, welcome. So keep your hands on your knees. Actually, let's cross the legs the opposite direction. So opposite leg in front. And we'll start to traction the heart forward with the hands. Arch your back in cow pose. And exhale, draw chin to chest, round the spine. Cat. So seated cat and cow. Continue with your breath. Inhale, draw the heart forward. Exhale, draw chin to chest, round the spine. You could even slightly lean back. Feel that space between the shoulder blades widen. So following the pace of your breath. Maybe you're adding in Ujjayi Pranayama, that audible breath. And start to notice any areas of tension in your body. And as you exhale, see if that can release a little bit, if you can consciously soften those areas. Couple more rounds here. Soften your jaw. You might even open and close your mouth. Notice that release of any of those sticky spots. And on your next inhale, we'll meet in a neutral spine in center. And start to interlace your hands in front of your heart. Take an inhale here, so we're in neutral spine. As you exhale, press your palms away, round your back like we're in cat. So chin to chest, press your palms away. As you inhale, reach your palms up to face the sky. Yeah, like you're taking a big stretch in the morning. And exhale, release your hands and cactus your arms. And then bring your hands back in front of you. So we'll do that 2 more times. Exhale, press the palms forward. Inhale, reach the hands up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Feel the heart draw forward. And last time. Interlace. Press the palms forward. Inhale, reach the palms up. Keep drawing the shoulders away from the ears. And then exhale, release, cactus the arms. And bring your hands down. Start to uncross your legs and bring your feet down to the ground. And we'll take a slow roll onto our backs. So we'll do a little bit of work on the back first today, and then we'll go to standing. So heels are right under the knees. Check and make sure that your feet are about hip distance apart, hands right by your hips. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, squeeze your thighs toward one another isometrically and peel your back up off of the mat. Press into your heels, lift the hips, bridge pose, and exhale, lower down with your breath. So we're moving with the breath. Try to challenge yourself to use your entire inhale to lift up and exhale, lower down. And we're also not trying to go to our biggest bridge pose ever on the inhale. We're really just trying to feel into our legs, get a little bit of activity going there, and exhale, lower. Start to add in arms if you want to. On your inhale, lift your hips, lift your arms up, and maybe overhead, they can land somewhere above you. And exhale, lower the arms and hips down at the same time. So we'll do this 3 more times. Feel that inhale, press into your heels, lift the hips, lift the arms if you're adding that on, and exhale, lower down. So you might feel like you're moving through honey or moving a little bit more slow motion than normal. And the idea is that you're just having control in this movement. And the next time you find your lift of the hips, we'll pause. So you can bring your arms by your sides if you were reaching them up overhead. And take a few breaths, and we'll find little micro adjustments. So we're continuing to squeeze the thighs through the midline as if you're squeezing an invisible block between your thighs. Press through your heels, and maybe even have the sense of dragging your heels toward your shoulders. Notice what that activates. And if your butt is clenched at all, see if you can soften that. So we don't need to really tighten up through the glutes. Just let the hamstrings and the glutes do a little bit of work. All right, right, 2 more breaths. And as you're ready, take a slow roll down, slow roll down. And then widen your feet about mat width apart, so heel toe your feet out wide, and then windshield wiper knees side to side. So hopefully you're feeling a stretch at the front of your hips. If you're not, you might need to widen your feet out a little bit wider. Yeah. Okay, so let's bring knees through center, heel toe your feet back in, and start to bring your shins parallel to the ground. So we're in a tabletop shape here. Knees are right above your hips. We're not trying to draw knees to chest. Knees will stay right above the hips the entire time. So we'll bring attention to the low back and that natural curve of your low back. As you exhale, start to consciously draw belly button to spine and notice that low back kind of gluing itself down to the mat. And we'll inhale, release. Start to bring your hands to the top of your thighs. So head is staying glued to the mat, shoulders are staying glued to the mat. As you exhale, we'll draw belly button to spine, press your thighs into your hands, hands into your thighs, and notice the sense of your core hopefully working here. And see if you can keep the breath flowing, even if you're finding this bit of resistance here in the core. And we'll be here for 5, 4, 3, keep pressing, 2, and 1. Hug knees to chest, give yourself a rock side to side. And we'll do that 2 more times in different ways. So this time, knees will be right above the hips again. Hands come to the outside of the thighs. So rather than on top, they're on the outside of the thighs. So your hands are on the outside of your thighs. And same thing here. We'll exhale, draw belly button to spine, and press your hands into your thighs, thighs into your hands. We'll be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and draw knees to chest, rock side to side. So we'll actually do this 2 more times now. So knees right over the hips. Okay, bring your left hand to the inner right thigh, cross your right arm over the left. This time, if you want to, if you can do so without bringing your shoulders to your ears, we can lift the head and shoulders up. So as you exhale, we'll press the hands into the thighs, thighs into the hands, like your thighs are squeezing in towards center, belly button's hugging in towards spine. We'll be here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your head and shoulders down and prepare for that same thing, opposite cross of the hands. Knees right over the hips, right hand to the inner left thigh, left arm crosses over. You can lift your head and shoulders. Low back is pressing into the mat, core is engaged. Keep pressing for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release that. Rock side to side. Start to bring your arms out at a T. And as you start to bring your knees over to the right, we'll find a pause at kind of a 45-ish degree angle. So like we're trying to go into a twist, but not quite. And notice maybe your left obliques are working a little bit here. And we'll inhale through center. Exhale, drop the knees over to the left. Pause in that spot where you're feeling something interesting happening. So the knees are hovering over the ground. Your feet are hovering off of the ground. Yeah, so we're hovering the legs and inhale through center. So bring your knees back into that tabletop shape and we'll do that again. So knees are in tabletop and we're tick-tocking the knees side to side. Feet are off of the ground. The obliques are working. Inhale through center. Exhale. Drop your knees toward the other side, but not touching the ground. Yeah. So only go as far as feels interesting. Maybe your knees are at a 45-ish degree angle. Okay, the next time your knees move over to the right, we'll stay there. and we'll drop the knees down to the ground. So drop your knees all the way down to the ground, come into your twist. Both knees to the right. You can turn your head to the left. And we'll breathe into the belly for 3 rounds of breath. Start to bring your knees through center and drop them over to the left. So knees will drop all the way down. We're in a supine twist, legs are on the ground. Look over to your right hand if that feels available. And see if you can still breathe down into your belly like we're taking that nice, wide, round breath. And when you're ready, drop or bring knees through center, hug knees to chest, and we'll meet in tabletop. If it's safe for you to rock up and down your spine, feel free to do that and then roll over your ankles. Just don't roll on your neck. And we'll meet in tabletop. So hands and knees when you're ready. And once you get here, we'll move through more traditional cat and cow. So belly drops, look forward. Exhale, press hands into the mat, draw chin to chest, tailbone points down. Continue moving with your breath. Maybe you're layering on Ujjayi Pranayama. And we'll take one more inhale here. As you exhale, we'll start to sit the hips toward child's pose. And you can walk your hands forward, let your forehead rest down. Elbows can bend, arms can be heavy. And breathe into the back of your lungs. So as if you could focus your breath into that area. Breathe space between your shoulder blades. Feel heaviness on your exhale. On your next inhale, start to lift back up to tabletop. And we'll start to extend that right leg long, tuck the toes. Maybe you're feeling a little calf stretch here. You can rock forward and back. Maybe pause for a breath where it feels interesting. And then make sure your shoulders are right over your wrists again. Brace your core in through center. So we did a bit of core awareness. So add that layer of the core in and lift the right leg. Keep pressing the sole of the right foot behind you like you're pressing the wall behind you, but hip points stay pointing down. And option to float the left arm forward. So opposite arm, opposite leg are reaching. Keep hugging your belly button in. Take an inhale and exhale. Draw elbow towards knee, round the spine. 2 times like that. Inhale, find that reach. Keep the core hugged in. Exhale, round the spine, elbow towards knee. And last time. Take one more inhale. Feel that reach. We're holding that tray on the back. That's not moving. And keep your right leg lifted, but drop the left hand down. Yeah, drop your left hand, bend your right knee, and start to draw circles with the right knee in space. So draw circles with your right knee. So we're just circling out through that right hip, offering a little bit of fluidness moving through that hip. And we'll start to add on. So bring your sole of the foot to point to the sky. Yeah, bring your right sole of the foot to point to the sky. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, we'll tap right knee to right elbow or bicep. And then start to Draw a half circle, bring that right knee over to the left and cross it over your left shin and tap it down on the ground if that feels okay. We'll do that 2 more times. So notice the core having to work to bring the right knee back up, tap, and exhale, cross it over the left ankle or shin and sit back. So 1 more time here, find that tap and then cross it over, right knee lands over to the left side of the mat. Use your core to bring your knee back through center and set the right knee down. Move through cat and cow, wiggle it out. Maybe a quick child's pose between sides. And then we'll meet in tabletop again. Extend the left leg long. Tuck the toes, calf stretch here if you want to rock forward and back. Make sure your shoulders are right over your wrists again. Hug your core in through center and float the left leg up. So our hips are square, back is strong, and option to reach the right arm forward. So right arm reaches forward, opposite arm, opposite leg. Right arm reaches forward, left arm reaches back. Take an inhale. Exhale, elbow towards knee, round the spine. 2 more times. Inhale, feel that reach. Exhale, elbow towards knee. And last time. Exhale, elbow towards knee. Feel everything draw in. Inhale, feel that reach of opposite arm, opposite leg. Drop your right hand down. Keep the left leg lifted. Start to bend the left knee and draw circles with your left knee in space. So we're just circling out through that left hip and reverse your circle. Start to bring your hips through center. Sole of the left foot points to the sky. Left foot is pointing to the ceiling. Yeah. Take an inhale, exhale, tap left elbow, left knee. Cross it over to the right. Let the left knee land over to the right. Maybe you're sitting back. So you choose the depth of how far you want to sit back. But we're moving in slow motion so that you could pause maybe in any part here and you could still be in control. And third time, we'll find the tap and lower the left knee down. Move through cat and cow, maybe child's pose. Eventually we'll meet in downward facing dog. So tuck the toes, lift the hips, down dog your way. Knuckles are rooting down, and focus more on what your spine is doing rather than straightening your legs. So if your hamstrings are feeling pretty tight, keep your knees bent, press through your knuckles and lift your tailbone to the sky and just notice what that feels like for you, as if you're elongating your spine, even in this inverted, really strong shape. Couple of breaths here. Breathe into the back of your legs. See if you can bring even weight to your hands and your feet. Start to look to your hands, bend your knees, and take a walk forward to fold. So once you fold forward, feel free to grab opposite elbows if you want to add that bit of weight. You can rock side to side. Just let your head be like a bobblehead in space. So the neck isn't doing any work. Maybe you're even nodding your head side to side or yes and no. Start to release your elbows, fingertips toward the ground, bend the knees, and take a slow, dramatic roll up. Head comes up last. Support yourself however you need to come up to Tadasana, mountain pose. So we're pressing through all 4 corners of the feet evenly, but the feet are relaxed and crown of the head is moving towards the sky. Take an inhale, reach your arms up. As you exhale, cactus your arms, but keep the core engaged. So ribs knit down towards your hips. And we'll do that 2 times. Inhale, find the reach. Exhale, cactus the arms. Draw your shoulder blades together, nice and strong. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus your arms. Hinge at the hips. Bring your hands down and fold forward. Halfway lift to inhale. Bring your fingertips to shins. Lengthen the spine. Exhale, fold. Step your right foot back, runner's lunge. Right foot steps back, drop the right knee down, and rise up, Anjaneyasana. Hug your pubic bone towards your belly button, and just breathe here into the front of that right hip. Exhale, hands plant down, step back, plank pose. You can be on or off the knees, but bring your attention to that space between your shoulder blades. If you're collapsing at all in your shoulders, you'll press into the mat and puff that space between your shoulder blades up to the sky. Keep dragging your hands and feet towards one another. 2 more breaths. Press that wall in front of you, which is the ground, away. Eventually, lower your knees down. Lower your chest and chin down. Your butt stays up. So we're heading into Ashtanga Namaskara. Lower your belly down. Draw your shoulder blades together, hands by your ribs. Lift the heart, low cobra. Keep your gaze down. Back of the neck isn't wrinkled. Exhale, lower forehead down. 2 more times. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower. Tops of the feet are grounded. Inhale, lift the heart. Maybe your hands are light. Draw your shoulder blades together. Exhale, lower. Plank pose to downward facing dog. 2 breaths. Notice if any space has opened up for you. Keep the elbows soft, even if you're pressing the ground away. Inhale, lift that right leg up to the sky, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, step it forward, runner's lunge. Drop the left knee down and rise the arms up. And settle in. So we're still hugging pubic bone to belly button. Keep lunging to your depth. Exhale, hands plant down, step forward, and fold. Halfway lift to inhale, find length in the spine. Exhale, fold, press into the feet, circle the arms out and up, reach up, and hands draw to heart center. So we'll bring hands to heart center, focus on your feet here. As you exhale, we'll squeeze the thighs together, sit the hips back, chair pose. And I said focus on your feet because we'll bring the weight to the heels. Yeah, nice. So if your legs are hip distance, squeeze an invisible block. If you have a block at home, you could actually set that between your thighs as well. Keep breathing. Option to reach the arms forward as long as you're keeping the shoulders plugged in to the sockets. 1 more breath here. Exhale, fold. Step your left foot back, runner's lunge. Drop the left knee down. Rise up on your inhale. 1 breath. Exhale, hands plant down. Step back, plank pose. From plank pose, start to lower your knees, chest and chin down. Slither your heart through for a low cobra. Maybe your hands float. Tops of the feet stay on the ground. Exhale, lower. Plank pose to down dog. Lift the hips. Press through your knuckles. Tailbone lifts to the sky. Drag that left heel up and back, 3-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, step it forward, runner's lunge. Drop the right knee down and lift up, Anjaneyasana. Settle in, 1 breath. Exhale, hands plant down, step forward, and fold. Halfway lift to inhale. Exhale, fold. Press into the feet, circle the arms up, and bring hands to heart center. Hands stay at heart center. Sit back, chair pose. Squeeze your thighs together. 1 breath here. Exhale, fold. Step your right foot back, runner's lunge. Keep the right knee lifted this time. Scissor your thighs together. For a little more core work, we'll reach the arms forward. Press into your feet, lift all the way up, high crescent lunge. Nice. Take a breath here. And keep some buoyancy in your legs. So you might even shorten your stance a little bit for what we're about to do. Take an inhale, arms reach up. As you exhale, cactus the arms. Maybe tap that back knee onto the ground or just hover it. Inhale, reach up. So we're not doing anything different with the front knee. We're just drawing that right knee down. So right quad is maybe working. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, tap it down. And last time. Feel that inhale, reach. As you exhale, bring hands to heart center, hinge forward. As you exhale, we'll twist over to the left. So as if you're just drawing your left elbow towards, or right elbow towards left knee, sorry. We're not trying to find any hook. Taylor, you might want to hinge forward a little more, so like your back is more at a diagonal. Yeah, cool. Take an inhale, reach up through center, high crescent lunge. Hands plant down, step back, plank pose, and flow your way to downward facing dog. You can always just lift the hips, or you can lower down knees, chest, chin to cobra, to downward facing dog. Drag that right heel up and back, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, step it forward, runner's lunge. Same thing here, we're scissoring the thighs together. Feel the press of your feet down. Maybe your torso is already floating off of your right thigh. Reach your arms forward, press in your legs, lift yourself all the way up, high crescent lunge. So again, you might have to step the back leg in, legs are buoyant. Take an inhale, exhale, bend the back knee, cactus the arms, draw shoulder blades together 2 times. Inhale, feel that reach. Exhale, cactus the arms, draw that back knee toward the ground. And last time. Cactus the arms, reach up. As you exhale, we'll plant the hands down, step forward and fold. Step forward and fold. Halfway lift to inhale, exhale, fold. Press into the feet, circle the arms out and up, and bring hands to heart center. We'll get the twist on the next side. Totally forgot that. Okay, hands to heart center, sit back, chair pose. Chair pose, sit back. Exhale, fold. Step your left foot back, runner's lunge. Scissor your thighs together. Reach the arms up and settle in to your high crescent lunge. So right away, just so we get it in, hands to heart center, find your twist to the right. So we're hinging forward, twisting over to the right. Keep hugging that right thigh in. So rather than it being from the low back, see if you can do it from above your belly button. Yeah, take an inhale through center, reach the arms up. As you exhale, hands will plant down onto whatever block-like thing you have. So if you have blocks, you'll grab those. If you only have one thing, both hands will be on that thing. Start to pour weight into that right foot and be in a supported warrior 3 here. So take an inhale here. As you exhale, draw left knee towards right knee and bend both knees. So we're in a nice awkward squat here. And inhale, press that sole of the left foot back out. We're in warrior 3. Yeah, so do that 2 times. You got it, you got it. Inhale, yeah, this warrior 3. Exhale, Shiva squat. Nice. Okay, last time. Kick that left leg back out. Exhale, left knee behind the right knee like we're crossing our legs. And inhale, press that left foot back. Lift back up, high crescent lunge. And exhale, hands plant down. Step back, down dog. Option to add in your plank pose to knees, chest, chin to down dog. Always option to rest as well. All right, take a breath here. Drag that left leg up and back, 3-legged dog. Exhale, step it forward, runner's lunge. Inhale, reach the arms up, high crescent lunge. So we'll find that same thing we just did on this side. So hands plant down onto your block or whatever it is you have. Maybe it's even a wall. So inhale, 3. Wow, warrior 3. Take an exhale, bend the right knee, bend the left knee, bring the left knee behind the right, and squat down. So hopefully whatever you're using for your balance is helping you here. 3 times total. So you don't have to squat down so far that you lose your balance. We're just finding a little hover, little interesting spot here. Yeah. And that third time that you kick the right leg back, step it back with control. High crescent lunge, arms reach up. And exhale, hands plant down. Step back, downward facing dog. Start to look to the hands, bend the knees. Walk, step, or hop forward to fold. Halfway lift to inhale. Exhale, fold. Press into the feet. Rise all the way up. And hands draw to heart center and down. Just a couple of breaths in single-legged Tadasana. So we just added in a bit of strength for the legs. So now we're going to challenge that, or channel that into a little bit of balance. So hands are at heart center. And let this be a gesture giving you awareness of your central plumb line. We'll start to pour weight into the left foot. So left foot starts to be heavy. Maybe your right foot starts to float off of the ground. You can bend your right knee and draw it towards chest. Notice what this feels like. Single-legged Tadasana. As you exhale, we'll start to extend that right leg behind for high crescent lunge. So just like what we did, only like we're moving in an aquatic movie, slow motion. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, we'll open it up, warrior two. So right foot plants down, left knee stays pointing forward, left knee over left ankle. Yeah, hips are turned to face the right. Gaze looks over the left middle finger and we're reaching out actively. Settle in. Maybe you're just appreciating this feeling of openness at the hips. Keep pressing through your left heel. Flip your palms to the sky. And bring right hand to right leg. Left arm reaches up and over for peaceful warrior. Exhale, move through warrior three. Left forearm to left thigh. Right arm reaches up or maybe over. Side angle. So 2 more times like that. Tip it back on the inhale. Peaceful warrior. Like you're moving through water. Exhale, side angle. And last time. Tip it back. Exhale, side angle. Okay, next inhale, warrior two. Look over the left middle finger, straighten the left leg. Reach the right fingertips forward, drop the left hand down, right arm reaches up. You can turn your head to look at the right arm, or you can just gaze wherever's comfortable. So the goal is not to go down low as much as it is to give the spine some integrity here. So the head isn't just hanging out, it's actually in line with the rest of the spine. 1 more breath here, press into the feet, lift yourself all the way up. Warrior two. Start to pivot your toes, so we'll straighten that left leg again. Pivot your toes to the right, reach your arms up, star pose. We're facing the right side of the mat. Soften the knees, hinge forward, and fold. If you need to bring your hands to hips, feel free to do that. Folding forward, wide-legged to the right. Halfway lift as you inhale, so tent your fingertips, lift the spine halfway, and exhale, fold. You might feel a gentle sway side to side. The head is bobbing in space. As you inhale, find a halfway lift and bring heels in, toes out. Bring one hand to your thigh, bring the other hand to the other thigh, and take a slow roll up, goddess squat. So knees are tracking to the pinky toe sides of the feet. Take an inhale through center. As you exhale, dip one shoulder down, look the opposite direction. So I'm dipping right shoulder down, look left. Inhale, center, dip left shoulder down, look right. And we'll do that 2 more times on each side. And on your last time, make your way through center. Cactus your arms. Head is right over the hips. Make sure your butt's not back, so keep drawing your tailbone slightly down as you reach your knees to the behind you. Okay, one more breath here. Reach your arms out. Arms are reaching out like we're giving someone a hug obnoxiously. And then cross your right arm under the left. Maybe you give yourself a hug. Maybe you can cross your forearms and grab opposite hand. So we're in eagle arms, your variation. Yeah. Nice. So press your forearms forward, keep sitting down. Okay, straighten your legs, press into your heels, straighten the legs, unwind the arms, warrior two to the front of the mat, cartwheel the hands down, and step back, down dog. If you're really craving for that plank pose, to lower down to cobra, or also known as Ashtanga Namaskara, feel free to do that. But otherwise, we'll meet in down dog. Look to the hands, bend the knees, walk, step, or hop forward. Fold. Halfway lift to inhale. Exhale, fold. Press into the feet, rise your way up. And hands draw to heart center. Second side of balance. So we're in Tadasana. Hands are at heart center. Bring your attention to that right foot. Start to pour your weight to the right foot with control. So much control that bringing that left knee up towards your chest is maybe really easy and intuitive. So one breath here, just appreciating. Set your drishti. Your drishti is your focal point or your gaze. And use that so that you can step the left foot back with control. High crescent lunge. Arms reach up. As you exhale, we'll plant that left foot down. Open the arms out, warrior two. So check in with your feet. So we're either having the heels in line, or maybe the arch of that left foot is in line with the right. And then maybe the left toes are pointing slightly forward. Okay, so open up. Draw that right knee to the right. So as if we're melting our quad over to the right side. Flip your palms to the sky, tip back, peaceful warrior. Left hand to left thigh, right arm reaches up and over. Exhale, side angle. Right forearm to right thigh, left arm reaches up and over. 2 times. Inhale, reach. Up and over. Exhale, side angle. So the legs are pretty much unmoving. All of this is happening in the core. That right knee stays bent. Press through the right heel. And after your third side angle, we'll meet in warrior two. Gaze over the right middle finger, straighten the right leg. Reach the right fingertips forward and drop your right hand down, left arm reaches up. Check in with your ribs. So this is sort of a twist. We're rolling the right ribs under the left. Gaze wherever is comfortable. Soften your shoulders. Start to notice your feet. Press actively in your feet so that your torso is super light and just hinges up back into warrior two. Straighten that right leg. Star pose. Pivot the toes over to the left. Soften the knees. Exhale, fold. You can support yourself hands on hips if your low back is talking to you. Wide-legged forward fold. Halfway lift as you inhale. So bring your fingertips to the ground and just lift your spine. Legs are straight, straightish. Take an inhale and exhale, fold. Option to stay right here if you're feeling this, or start to walk your hands underneath your legs. Walk your hands underneath your legs, palms facing down. You can tent your fingertips. Nice. Yeah, knees as bent as they need to be. Okay. Start to walk your hands back under your shoulders. Bring your heels in, toes face out, and we'll take that slow roll up to goddess squat again. Roll up, knees are bent, head heads right over the hips. And right away, reach your arms out, and we'll give ourselves a hug. Left arm underneath this time. Left arm underneath. An option to grab for your opposite hand if you were taking that double cross or double bind. Hopefully no one's double crossing here. Yikes. Okay, let's just breathe here. Take a couple of breaths. So we're spreading that space between the shoulder blades maybe. Notice how this feels. All right, start to straighten your legs, unwind the arms, reach the arms out, warrior two to the front. Cartwheel your hands down and step back, down dog. Start to lower your knees down, lower your hips to your heels, and we'll take child's pose. A few breaths. So I have one more standing thing I wanted to add on. So I'm just going to make sure we have time. Okay, so when you're ready, make your way back to down dog. Maybe lift up tabletop, lift the hips, look to the hands, bend the knees, and walk forward and fold. Start to take a slow roll up to stand. And we're in Tadasana. So I'll face you and show this this way. So we did chair pose and we did eagle arms. Eagle is known as Garudasana, named after Garuda, the eagle god. So hands at heart center, we'll sit back, chair pose. And actually, let's just do a little warm up here. No, let's not. It's going to be okay. Okay, so sit back, chair pose. And as you inhale, we're going to pour weight into that left leg. So left leg is heavy, right leg starts to lighten, and maybe we stand in single leg Tadasana. As you exhale, start to cross the right leg over the left as you sit back in chair pose. So the left leg is in chair pose, right leg's crossed over. Okay. So set your drishti, your gaze. And conversely, if this is getting to be insane, you can literally just bring your right toes to the ground. Yeah. Arms will reach out. Exhale, cross the right arm under the left. So I'm mirroring you here. Right arm crosses under the left. Same thing, you can hug. You can do this. But we're pressing the forearms forward and sitting back. So that left leg is in a nice strong chair pose. And just notice what this feels like. And if it's available, we'll start to stand back up, single leg Tadasana, and step the right foot down, uncross the arms. Inhale, circle the arms out and up, reach up. Exhale, soften the knees, fold forward. Step the left foot back, then the right foot back, downward facing dog. And just notice. Look forward, walk the feet forward and fold. Halfway lift to inhale, exhale, fold, press into the feet, rise up, and hands draw to heart center. We'll do that the second side. So sit the hips back. This time, focus on your right leg. Could the right leg be heavy, left leg's light? And could you stand in single leg Tadasana, left leg's lifted? Exhale, cross the left leg over the right and sit back into your chair pose. So left leg is crossed over the right. And if this is comfortable, again, the left toes can just touch the ground if you need that. Arms reach out. Exhale, cross the left arm under the right. We're either giving a self hug or crossing and grabbing the hands. Only do this if it feels available. Again, one is not better than the other. So right leg, nice and strong chair pose. Reach your forearms forward, sit back. 2 breaths. Gaze wherever's comfortable, maybe somewhere beyond your hands. And with control, we'll start to lift up. So press into your right foot, Lift that left knee. Set the left foot down, uncross the arms. Reach your arms out and up. Exhale, fold. Step your right foot back, then your left foot, downward facing dog. And then just lower your knees down. And switch onto one hip so you can swing your legs around. And we'll start to hug in that left knee. Hug in your left knee. And if you want to, you can cross the left leg over the right. Start to hug the left leg with the right arm. Reach the left arm up and over. Find a twist here. So gaze wherever's comfortable. Focus more on finding length in the spine than pulling yourself into any shape. So we're still rising the crown of the head to the sky. Right foot is flexed. 2 more breaths. Feel that ringing at the waist as you exhale. And take an inhale. Unwind through center. And take a counter twist over to the right side. So just continue the twist over to the right. And then unwind through center. Uncross that left leg, straighten it out, and we'll find second side. Right leg crosses over or stays on the ground. So that's up to you. Hug the right leg with the left arm. Right arm reaches up and over. Find your twist. Again, use every inhale to feel length through the spine. Every exhale, there's a natural, subtle ringing out at the waist. Next inhale, start to unwind through center all the way over to the left. So we're taking counter twist. Arms rest wherever is comfortable. Just a couple of breaths here. And then unwind through center. Straighten both legs, shake it out, and start to bend your knees and bring your feet together, knees apart. So in butterfly or bound angle pose, you can bring your hands to your ankles and feel the press of your sits bones into the ground as the crown of the head rises to the sky. Maybe this feels super good, just having gravity press on your legs. If you want to add on and your spine can stay lengthened, you can find a hinge forward. And just a couple of breaths into the spaces of your hips. Soften your jaw. Soften your shoulders and your neck. All right, next inhale. If you hinged forward at all, feel that lift. If you have a blanket, it will probably be helpful here to sit on. So if you have that and you usually don't use it, I would advise just use it here. So sit so that the bony parts of your hips actually are a little bit forward. So we're not putting the bony parts of the butt on the mat. We're actually putting it forward ahead of the blanket. And then we'll widen the legs out wide. So widen your legs out wide. And maybe your knees are a bit soft. And you can just stay right here. Maybe this is feeling like a whole lot. Feet are flexed. Yeah, so hopefully that blanket underneath your seat is helping your spine stay neutral rather than round. Okay, take an inhale. And maybe as you exhale, you can walk the hands slightly forward. So you're just finding your edge here. And once you find that place, you'll pause. we'll just breathe here. So if you're feeling like you're ever going beyond your edge, or like things are just getting a little shaky and weird, shaking is actually okay, but you can always just come back upright. So we don't need to do too much to fatigue the muscles anymore. All right, 3 breaths. All right, take an inhale, lift up. You can bring your hands to the backs of your knees, maybe lean back, give yourself a little help to rebend, and we'll make our way onto our backs. So roll onto your back, maybe a slow roll onto your back for a little last minute core add-on. And then we'll hug knees to chest, give yourself a rock side to side. Start to lower your feet to the ground and just drag your heels long so our legs are long, and reach your arms up overhead. So like we're taking a full body stretch. And then start to release the effort of the arms. And actually let's add in a twist real quick. So hands come around the right shin. So bring your right knee to your chest. And bring your left hand to the right knee. Inhale through center. As you exhale, draw the right knee over to the left. So just here for 3 rounds of breath. After your 3rd exhale, let's bring that right knee through center, straighten it out long, and then bring your left knee to chest, right hand on that left knee, draw the left knee across to the right for your twist. 3 breaths here, and if at any point low back is feeling tender or touchy, both knees can be bent. I didn't say that on the first side, but you can always take that option. All right, now we'll unwind through center. Bring your left knee in through center and straighten that left leg long. And now we'll find that reach of the fingertips away from the toes. Maybe toes are pointed or flexed, and you're taking a full body stretch. And then let your body be heavy. Keep your hips right where they are, and you can start to walk your head and shoulders over to the right. So walk your head and shoulders over to the right. Maybe you're pulling your left wrist with your right hand, so a little side bend. And we'll walk the feet over to the right as well. Maybe the right ankle crosses over the left ankle. So we're in a crescent shape here, also known as Bananasana, and it looks a little something like this on the ground. So if you were confused at all, it looks like this. And then as you settle in, just release any of the effort of your pulling. So we want the entire back body to just be sort of glued onto the mat and heavy. And hopefully that entire left side body is feeling lengthened. So maybe you can just breathe into that left side of your body. Shoulders are heavy, arms are even heavy. You can even release the grip of the wrist if that's helpful. Two more deep breaths into your left lung, left side body. All right, start to unwind any grips of anything. Walk your legs and your shoulders and head over to the left side this time. Hips, again, are staying pretty much glued. The entire back body is on the ground, so neither of your shoulders should be lifted, neither of your hips should be lifted. An option to cross the left ankle over the right. Option to give that right wrist a little pull over to the left with the left hand. And then settle in. So release any of that effort and just let the arms be heavy. Breathe into your entire right side body. See if you can connect to the ground with every exhale, just releasing any of those small muscles that might want to work in the neck, in the eyelids. Two more deep breaths on the right side body, as if you could breathe into your right set of lungs, or I guess your right lung. And take your time to unwind and bring yourself back through center. Uncross the legs. And we'll just give the knees one last hug to chest, like we're a seed that's just getting ready to burst open. And then make your way to Shavasana, so legs extended long. Shavasana, or corpse pose. Legs are extended long on the ground. Maybe your legs are wider than hip distance. Maybe your arms are far away from the body, palms facing up. Option to add in any props, maybe a blanket for warmth, maybe a pillow or something underneath your knees, if that's supportive for you. But whatever option it is you take, make sure that you are comfortable. And as you settle in, start to release any of the small muscles working at the back of the neck. Maybe your hips or your legs are still trying to do any work. And allow those areas to soften. And maybe you feel the press of gravity on your entire front body, as if it was pressing on your body like a nice weighted blanket, allowing you to feel really snug and supported by the earth underneath you. And this is an opportunity to be witness to any thoughts that are kind of passing by in your mind, as if you are witness to your thoughts, like you're watching them float down a river, noticing them as they pass into view and then out of view as they float downstream. And maybe you appreciate the spaces between each thought, where it is said that yoga naturally exists. Feel free to stay as you are for a little bit longer or as long as you need to. If and when you feel the desire to move, you can start with small movements that eventually grow larger. Maybe invite a deep breath to fill your lungs and a smooth exhale out. Eventually, these small movements might grow larger, leading you to rest on one side for a few breaths, giving yourself a moment to just appreciate transition before pressing yourself up to a seat. And once you get up to your seat, maybe your eyes stay closed or at least downcast. And then just breathe some length into the spine, just as we do at the beginning of practice. Notice the effects of the practice, how you were able to move through and cultivate that sense of connection to your intention through your body. And we'll bring hands to heart center in honor of that. And feel free to join me in the sound of a single Om to seal all of that in and send it out. Take a full inhale. Bowing our heads to our hearts, we honor the practice we've done today. May our practice bear fruit, and may that fruit benefit all beings everywhere. I will end with thank you. Thank you for being here and joining me in practice. Appreciate you. And I hope you have a great rest of your week/day.